Open three is good.
Shot pours to go. Oh, Schwitzenberg.
Nice.
Tough shooting is scored.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Sports Jam. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. This week we take a look back at 6 of our favorite spotlight stories from the fall season.
And we get started with an all-state volleyball player. The class of 2017 is regarded as perhaps Minnesota's best ever for prep volleyball talent. In this Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a Hopkins High School senior from Brooklyn Park who's an elite level talent in her sport.
At 6'3" tall, Jasmyn Martin is an intimidating player to face on the other side of a volleyball net. A 4-year varsity player for Hopkins, she is a big reason the Royals are ranked 5th in the state in Class 3A. And she's a much improved player from a year ago.
You know, I think she's just more consistent. I think she plays at a high level, but I think she plays at a high level for longer periods of time. And she's always had the physical tools to work with, but now it's just a matter of she's had the reps and she just plays, I think, a little bit more consistently.
Jasmyn missed most of her junior season with a strained left quad muscle. Staying healthy all of this year makes a big difference in her game.
It helped so much. It was obviously not fun sitting out. I had to sit out the majority of the season and only got to play a few games before section started. So I think being able to play with the team and getting on the court and just doing my thing helps a lot going into the sections.
Off-season work in club volleyball helped bring Jasmyn's game to a new level. She played for the Minnesota Select 18-1s, a team that included Champlin Park, Sydney Hilly, and Osseo's Tina Bowe, and won USA Nationals.
There are so many good athletes on that team. Everyone was, I think, Division I or Division II, and that's amazing that everyone on my team is able to go to college for free for a sport they love. It was really cool getting to compete every day and practice against such good girls, and I think that's part of the reason I've grown so much from this year to, or last year to this year.
Jazz was an outstanding basketball player too. She played with her sister Jade at Bloomington Kennedy when Jazz was in 8th grade and Jade was a senior. Ironically, the Eagles lost to Hopkins in the state Class 4A final.
That was probably one of the best years of my life. We are like soulmates. So it was really cool being able to play with her that season and getting to go so far to state that year. It was really special.
Jasmyn came to Hopkins from Kennedy before her freshman year. And after playing one season of basketball for the Royals, she gave up the sport to concentrate on volleyball.
Yeah, that was probably the toughest decision I've ever made in my life so far. Obviously, my family is more of a basketball family. My parents played growing up and collegiately, and my sister plays in college too. So that was a really hard decision, especially being that I started volleyball so much later after basketball. It really came down to a gut feeling and in my heart of what I had more fun at and what I thought I couldn't go without if I stopped playing the other. So
next year, Jasmyn will study business and play collegiate volleyball at the University of Minnesota, where she'll join current Gophers sophomore and former Hopkins teammate Samantha Seliger-Swenson.
I love watching Sam. I always admired watching her even before I was at Hopkins. She's always been such a great player, and it's cool seeing how much she's grown since then and how successful she is.
They had a great time playing together here at Hopkins for 2 years, and Sam's very excited to get Jazz on campus as a full-time student athlete. You know, they still see each other quite a bit because Jazz is down there every now and then with the matches, but they're excited to play together again. It'll be really fun.
For now, the focus is on Hopkins volleyball and the potential for a team that seems to get better week to week as the Royals look to make another run to the state tournament.
This year there's just something in there. I think our work ethic is a lot harder. We're a lot more focused. We have been to the state tournament now, so we know kind of what it is going into it. So I think if we make it again, we'll do better this year and make it far.
12-2.
Hopkins finished 4th in the state Class 3A tournament. Martin will graduate Hopkins early and begin her classwork at the University of Minnesota in January.
Alex Miley led the Maple Grove boys cross-country team to a 3rd-place finish at the state meet. Jason Malillo profiled the Crimson senior in early November.
Maple Grove cross-country coach Matt Gifford affectionately calls Alex Miley a goofball.
He's always been the one that doesn't take life too seriously, which is a lot of fun for me as a coach. I don't have to worry about him getting too serious and getting too worked up about things.
But Miley's carefree demeanor belies his commitment to running. The Crimson senior won the Northwest Suburban Conference meet and Section 5AA meet for the 2nd year in a row. and went into the state meet as the #1 ranked runner in the state.
I sit back a little more. I'm a little more conservative, and the pacing-wise, and I usually the second mile I try to stay mentally tough and pass the guys that are faltering a little bit. But I mean, through the times that I've been racing, my coaches have definitely helped me with that. Getting used to my role, just like as the team, but also as a runner, I need to understand how to run and what suits me best.
Miley has run for MG since 8th grade. He made the state meet for the first time as a sophomore, and last fall as a junior took 7th place. This year, prior to the conference and section meets, Miley won the Malacca Mega Meet and says he's become a better runner by competing at big meets.
Getting hardened mentally is very important, but it takes experience as well. You need to run a lot of races to understand what other guys do and how yourself can improve. So throughout the years, the experience has definitely helped me mentally, and it just, you're in your own responsibility, and you're accountable for your own actions, which is something that I sometimes enjoy, sometimes don't, but in most cases I enjoy that.
I don't think I've seen Alex run a race that I've been disappointed in for 3 years straight. I mean, he's just that solid and that consistent. I think last year he really started, partway through last year, he really started to believe that he was as good as he is, you know, and I think that was a big deal. It's just having the confidence that he can win races, he can step out and do that.
At Saturday's state meet, there was added incentive for Miley because he wasn't running solo. The Crimson advanced to state as a team for the first time since 2010, giving Miley the opportunity to race with his friends one more time.
Going to state as a team is exponentially greater than going by myself. I know just having the team atmosphere there to bring along to state is awesome. And just seeing the guys compete well and being able to go themselves is excellent and great to see.
Alex Miley is still undecided about where he'll go to college, but he will be a competitive runner at the next level. And as good as Miley is now, he might just be getting started.
I can see Alex progressing a lot. He's a really strong kid physically. I think he's got the tools to be able to run really at any level. So we'll see. I think wherever he goes, he's going to thrive because he's a great leader, he's a great kid, he's a great teammate, and he's, I mean, a heck of a runner. And I think he's going to get a lot faster. I just, you know, he just hasn't really found that next level even yet. So.
Also, the Wayzata boys won the Class AA team title, and in addition to Miley's 5th place finish, Khalid Hussein of Wayzata placed 2nd, and Seth Eliason of Hopkins was 4th. So a great season for Alex and also for boys cross country in general in the area.
That is definitely true. Next up, we meet a football standout from Cooper, plus 2 talented teammates in the Breck boys soccer program. The Cooper football team finished the season with an 8-2 record. In a Sports Jam Spotlight story from late September, Jasmyn Martin profiled the Hawks' Phoenix Sproles.
In the last minute of Cooper's Week 3 game against district rival Armstrong, Phoenix Sproles scored the go-ahead touchdown, followed by a victory-sealing interception.
It's going to carry the team a lot over the course of the year. We'll reflect back on this game when we're down or when we just need a pump up, and it will just help us win games.
Sproles is a junior wide receiver and defensive back for the Hawks, starting at both positions. He's also a dedicated student of the game, thanks in large part to having an ever-present teacher. Cooper head coach Willie Howard is Sproles' stepfather.
He's like a football coach at here, football coach at the house, football coach anywhere, and he's also a dad too. So whenever I need help, football help, he's there. Whenever I need school help, because he's also a dean, he's there too. So it's just I feel like I have an advantage over some other kids because I have so much football background, and it helps me be the player I am today.
Howard is proud of what Sproles has accomplished on the field and in the classroom, but Howard holds an even more special place in his heart for Sproles. And that's because Howard might not even be a football coach if it wasn't for something his stepson said to him many years ago, shortly after Howard's pro football career had come to a disappointing end.
The true relationship was established from him in 3rd grade. I had felt very uncomfortable with football, mad at the Vikings because my career was cut short, and then the owner didn't want to compensate me for my workers' comp after 16 surgeries. So I was feeling sorry about myself. I was saying, I don't like football, I'm gonna give up on any type of coaching. And then Phoenix at 3rd grade got to play tackle football for the first time, had never played. He said, "Hey Dad, can you help me in football, will you be my coach? No, I'm not trying to be a coach. I'm not trying to do it. Football hasn't been done. And his response to me was, it's not about you anymore, it's about me. And at that moment, that's when it changed. That's when Cooper became an opportunity, because he changed my perception of football by saying, I'm going to give back to him.
He uses me as an example to some of the kids sometimes, as kind of just prepare yourself, do your job in the classroom. It kind of, what you do in the classroom reflects what you do on the football field, he always says, and I kind of take that to heart. My grades are very well, and my football skills are well too, so it kind of goes back and forth with each other.
Sproles still has another year and a half of high school football to play, but colleges are starting to notice him, and Coach Howard, who played his college football at Stanford University, has little doubt that Sproles can play at the next level.
When we talk about a student of the game, he'll open up a playbook of any team and say exactly what responsibilities are, because he's been around football so long. And then when you talk about his athleticism, when you take him down to Iowa State, and Iowa State is absolutely in love with him, Michigan State's in love with him, because when you go out there and you're out there so natural, so smooth, so coachable, so respectful, they thought he was a senior and were ready to give him an offer on the spot, until they realized, oh, you're just going into your junior year.
I was thinking Big Ten, Pac-12, just kind of more up north football, because down south they have a lot of bigger guys. I know I could play down there, but I know my size isn't what they want, so up north would probably be the best fit for me. And I know I can get bigger as well too, but yeah, more colleges up north have so more interest than colleges down south, so and it's closer to home, so I kind of like that too.
Phoenix's cousin is Philadelphia Eagles running back and kick returner Darren Sproles. Phoenix was named to our Sports Jam All-Area Football Defense last month.
The Breck boys soccer team fell one game short of a return trip to the state Class A tournament this season. We met two senior stars for the Mustangs at midseason. They're a dynamic duo that hopes to lead Breck back to the state tournament. Senior forward Avi Eller, senior midfielder Garrett Opperman were all state last season and may well be again this fall. They both play different spots in high school soccer than they're used to.
Yeah, my club team I play more out wide, and for this team I play more in the middle, and I'm relied on a lot more to score more goals, so it's fun. It's a different aspect, but I like it a lot.
For Breck soccer, I'm playing in a different role than I am usually, where in club and outside of Breck soccer, I'm playing more as a defender, a central defender. So on this team, it's more of being a distributor while still goal scoring a little bit. It's more of dictating where we go and how we move as a team.
They're both great players, but with different skill sets. Opperman's impressed with Eller.
He's an amazing player. He's extremely fast and good with his feet, so he's not just a superb athlete, but he's also, his technical ability is extraordinary. I've been playing with him since we were about 12 years old, so I know what he wants to do before he even knows sometimes.
Fantastic with the ball at his feet. He's fast, so he can get behind defenses. So he presents multiple threats. He can do, he can hold the ball up and allow numbers to get into the attack. He can go it himself. He can attack in a variety of ways. So the two of them together are really important to our team.
As for Opperman, he's the focal point of the midfield for the Mustangs.
He's been a great teammate. We've been friends forever. We're kind of a dynamic. He passes to me, so it's good stuff.
He's the kind of guy who just controls the pace of the game in the central midfield. He's really good. He's got good vision. He's really good at seeing the opportunities that are there and recognizing when to go forward and when to circulate the ball.
Breck is hoping to duplicate a magical 2015 run to state. Avi and Garrett picked moments from last fall as their career highlights so far.
I'll probably make it to the state final. Last year we had a young team and we made it really far, so that was great.
A special memory I've had was definitely winning a section final, because that's always been a goal of mine, to make it to the state tournament. So that's probably the most special moment I've had.
Both guys hope to get into the business world, and college soccer will help them get started on that journey as they attend very highly regarded schools.
So I'm going to Columbia University, and I just thought it was right for me. I wanted to be in a big city, play Division I, so it's a good choice for me. I went out there and stayed with the player, and I really liked the team, the guys, the coaches. Everything was cool. And the campus is nice and secluded, and I like that, even though it's in a big city, so that was cool.
I chose Northwestern University because playing in the Big Ten was something that I was interested in, while also going to a very high academic school. And Columbia was also one of the choices that I had to balance, but I think I picked Northwestern in the end because it's a home away from home.
Looks like Avi Eller and Garrett Opperman have bright futures ahead of them. They hope it starts with another trip to the state tournament.
Opperman just sliced through the defense and hammered it home.
Eller and Opperman were each named All-State and made our Sports Jam boys soccer team.
Well, they had great careers, Jays, and will be tough to replace.
That's for sure, and a heartbreaking loss for them against their rival Blake in the section final game as well. Stay with us. The story of an Ivy League-bound lineman from a state champion football team is up next.
He was one of the top football linemen in the state this fall. Benilde-St. Margaret senior Eric Wilson received dozens of offers from Division I colleges. In an early season Sports Jam Spotlight, we met a young man who put a big emphasis on academics when it came to choosing a school.
At 6 foot 4 inches and 290 pounds, Eric Wilson is, like the old saying goes, big enough to work for a living. The Benilde-St. Margaret senior plays both center and defensive end for the Red Knights. The future college lineman admits he's changed his body type in recent years.
Growing up, I wasn't always the most fit kid. I was a little chubbier. I think I had some weight, a little overweight here and there. So I think 8th grade I started slimming down and becoming an athletic lineman, and that's when I realized that I could start getting out there and really start hitting people hard and putting them in the ground. And that's when I realized, I think, freshman year, at the end of it, that I wanted to do this in college.
Wilson combined size, agility, and strength to help pave way for ball carriers and protect his quarterback.
I think people don't realize how quick and fast he is for as big as he is, and his strength really improved just this last summer. I think he finally started to fill out that body with muscle and then get rid of some of that excess baggage he was carrying. He worked really hard at it, though. I mean, he's a good kid.
The Red Knights bounced back last Friday with a win over Irondale. That came on the heels of a 30-7 loss to Cooper, one that Wilson and his teammates say they'll learn from.
We were missing some parts, but that's not an excuse. I think up front we can definitely do better. It wasn't our best game as an offensive line unit, but we're going to moving some people around. I'm pretty sure it'll be tough without Will or QB. But we know we can do better, and we can't forget that that's a really good Cooper team.
Eric grew up playing football in Orono and came to Benilde-St. Margaret's in 8th grade. He played both basketball and baseball into high school and then switched from baseball to track and field. He qualified for state in both the shot put and discus last spring. Overall, it's been a great experience at Benilde.
It's a great fit for me. I came in here not knowing many kids. I came over here alone from Orono. Just needed a new environment, freshen things up, and everybody I meet is so lively, and it's a welcoming community.
Heavily recruited for football by several schools, including Minnesota, Michigan State, and Iowa State, to name 3, Eric chose Harvard. He scored a 33 on his ACT test and is excited for the opportunity.
I really felt a strong connection with the coaches. When I visited there, I had an overnight visit. I just really bonded with the players really well, and I really felt like I've been to 2 Harvard football camps, and I really mixed with the coaches well and communicate well with them, and I feel like it'll be a good place for me.
It's all about academics anyways. I think people lose sight of that. You know, the kids are going for school, and that's a big push for him, was that he wanted to go to a great academic institution. He wants to be a doctor.
Eric says his football role model is former Vikings center and Harvard grad Matt Burke.
A Minnesota kid, went to Harvard, played center, and Vikings, so I always grew up and I knew him. It's one of the only offensive linemen you really knew when you lived in Minnesota, I guess. But it's surreal that this is happening, that I could follow in his footsteps and hopefully one day be like him.
While Eric says he'd like to be a doctor after football is over, he's not ready to say that will be in 4 years. Wilson has dreams of playing at the next level.
It's always been a dream of mine. I think in the past 2 years, Harvard's sent 4 offensive linemen to the league. And so the Vikings actually have a player, Nick Easton. He's on the offensive line. He played center for Harvard. I'll see where it takes me, and I'm not going to force something if it doesn't work. It's a dream of mine, like I said. So I want it to happen really badly, but if it doesn't work, so be it.
Benilde rebounded from that Week 2 loss to Cooper to win the Class 4A championship, defeating Winona in the Prep Bowl. Eric played in the Minnesota Football Showcase game on Saturday, even scoring on a 2-point conversion as a fullback. We'll be right back.
The Heritage Christian Academy volleyball team placed 4th in Class A this year. We caught up with the Eagles' Bella Lien right before the state tournament. She just finished an impressive high school career, but Heritage Christian Academy middle hitter Bella Lien still on the upswing as a player after getting a relatively late start in the sport.
To the middle, Lien closes out set 3.
I've only been playing club for a couple of years, actually. I started playing in, early middle school, but my first year of club was 8th grade, so.
Lien is a 4-time all-conference pick for Heritage who earned all-state honors this season. She surpassed 1,000 kills and is the Eagles' career leader in blocks.
She's one of my really good friends, and she's meant a lot. It's good to know that she is a hitter that I can rely on no matter what, and I just love setting her.
She's become like a really big threat to other teams. I know a lot of teams change their defense for her. It's super awesome to have her on my team, and just she's incredible. I love her.
Bella has just been a great player. She started with our program 4 years ago, and basically she has worked so hard to become the player that she is today. Just incredible work ethic, and she loves the game, is passionate about being a great team player, and has contributed so much to our program.
Lien is one of 4 Heritage volleyball players to sign letters of intent to play college sports last week. 3 in volleyball and 1 in golf. It's a point of pride in a very small school.
There's 4 of us on the volleyball team who are all playing collegiate sports, not all for volleyball, but so it's really awesome that, we have a class of less than 50 and 4 of us are all, signing this week for sports in college, so.
Bella's choice, North Dakota State University.
I have family from NDSU, and so that was a huge part of it, and my sister goes to NDSU also, and I really liked the school. I really liked the coaches and a lot of the girls, so.
Lien's been a strong blocker and improved as a hitter through her career. She added 6th rotation player to her resume.
The first game that I played, I was like, wow, this is so much. I was like, it's so much, but no, I've really grown to like it, and I like the challenge, and I was kind of like, oh, this is something different. I'm not just swinging in the front row. I'm passing, and then I'm setting every once in a while, so that's been really fun. I love a challenge, so.
Good set here from Lien back to Torb.
That's a testament to her work ethic, that each and every year she has grown as a hitter and as a blocker. This year we put the added test of making her a back row player. We have her even setting in a couple serve-receive rotations, and so we've really tested her, and she's become a complete player this year.
While she admits to wondering what it would have been like to play at a bigger volleyball power school, Bella Lien's pretty excited to have been part of the little team that could and did surprise a lot of big school opponents.
Some of the big schools that we play against, I know girls, and they're like, whoa, I didn't think you were going to be that good, and so it is fun getting out there and playing big schools and them being surprised, and sometimes you can see it on their faces like, we didn't expect this, so it's fun.
Lien earned all tournament honors at the state tournament, recording 43 kills and 17 blocks in 3 matches. We'll be right back.
Whether you want to produce your own show or work behind the scenes, at Northwest Community Television, our free training will put you on the fast track to creating videos for TV and the internet. Our facility offers tools and equipment used by professionals, and expert instructors are on hand to guide you through turning your concept into programming. What are you waiting for? Start now to share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
And that is it for this week's show. We met some great young men and women this fall in our Spotlight Stories, John.
Yeah, indeed, and hope you enjoyed revisiting them as well. Next week, it is our first full winter sports show. We'll see you then on Sports Jam.